Hi, I'm Bill Panzer, executive producer of Highlander. And the first season of Highlander, what a grand adventure it was for all of us. The first episode, we tried to connect the Highlander legend from the films in the person of Christopher Lambert with the new Highlander in the person of Adrian Paul. And we wanted to expand the notion that Highlander was a broader spectrum than we had in the films. To that end, we shot here at the Burrard Street Bridge in Vancouver for the final fight of that first episode. It was our first quickening. It was, kind of the shakedown cruise of a television series. We discovered that if you were paying really close attention, that Richie Ryan, Stan Kirsch, was the potential of being an immortal. Had the potential of being an immortal. But you had to watch real close because we weren't sure ourselves that he was going to become an immortal. It was the kickoff to, 6 years of exciting television for us behind the camera and hopefully for you guys out there. In doing the first episode, we had a lot of firsts, a lot of things we had to explore. We had to get across the idea that there would be flashbacks in Highlander, that these immortals had known each other in the past. If you were a fan of the movie, you already knew this. But if you were just coming to us kind of cold, we had to make that clear, that these guys lived for hundreds, thousands of years and had been in contact in the past. We had to set up the fact that Connor Macleod knew Duncan Macleod, and in fact had been his mentor when he was a newborn immortal. We needed to set up the fact that Slan Quince had known Connor in the past and bore him some enmity. And we needed to establish what kind of a quickening we were going to have. In the movies, we had a lot more license. But this being television in the early 90s, we couldn't have a lot of body parts flying around. So we tried to choose something that created the idea that somebody got their head cut off, but that it was more like a jolt of light came out of the head and the lightning flew around, and it was less violent than the movie version. And then we had to deal with the concept of immortals being able to sense each other's presence from a reasonable distance. We call it the buzz. That word is never used, but that's how it's referred to in the scripts. And we had to start with something. We started with a buzz, and it gradually evolved from this first episode over the course of the next 118 episodes as the directors and the post-production staff, the music people, sound effects people, all gradually honed the buzz to where it became kind of a defining Highlander moment.